Have you ever just looked at your dog and thought, what in the world is going on in that head of yours? Yeah, we've all been there. Our dogs are, our absolute best friends. But let's be honest, sometimes their behavior is just wonderfully weird.
I'm talking about that frantic kicking they do after they go to the bathroom, or the ridiculous spinning when they chase their own tails, or those wild, chaotic bursts of energy we all call the zoomies. It can all seem totally random, right? But what if I told you that none of it is?
See, every single weird little quirk is actually part of a secret language. And today, we're going to be your official translator. We're going to decode all these mysterious behaviors so you can finally understand what your dog is really trying to tell you.
All right, so let's dive right in. We're going to break this down into 4 parts. First, we'll look at canine conversations, how dogs talk. Then, we'll explore the echoes of the wild, those ancient instincts they still have. After that, we'll decode signs of stress to understand their well-being. And finally, we'll get into the fun stuff that's all about just being a dog.
First up, canine conversations. Your dog is constantly sending out messages, not just to other dogs, but to you too. You just have to know what to look for.
Okay, so that classic post-poop kicking motion. You might think they're trying to be polite, maybe cover up their mess, but nope, that's not it at all. They're actually leaving a message. See, dogs have scent glands in their paws, and when they kick the ground, they're spreading their unique scent all over the place. It's basically them putting up a giant invisible sign that says, "Hey, I was here."
And what about humping? I know, it can be a little awkward for us humans, but for dogs, it's very rarely a sexual thing. More often than not, it's just a way for a super excited dog to let off some steam. Sometimes it's a form of play, and other times, yeah, it's about figuring out the social ladder, who's the boss.
And the key to so much of this communication comes down to one thing: pheromones. Think of these as chemical signals that give dogs a full report on another dog, or even you. So when they're sniffing another dog's butt, they're not being rude. They are downloading a massive amount of data about their gender, their health, what they ate for lunch. It's pretty much their version of checking someone's social media profile.
And hey, if you've got a little furry shadow that follows you from the kitchen to the bathroom and back again, you should take it as a huge compliment. Dogs are pack animals at heart, and in their mind, you are their family, their pack leader. Following you around is just their deep-seated instinct to stick with the ones they love.
Now, a lot of these modern behaviors are really just echoes from their wild ancestors. Your cozy living room might feel safe to you, but to your dog, it's basically the new wilderness. Ever watch your dog spin in circles like 3 or 4 times before they finally plop down for a nap? Well, that is a direct throwback to their ancestors. Out in the wild, circling like that would have flattened down tall grass or snow, it would have scared away any snakes or bugs, and it created a safe, cozy little nest for them to sleep in.
And what about those wet, slobbery kisses all over your face? Well, it's definitely a sign of affection. It could also be an echo from their wolf pup days. See, wolf pups lick their mother's mouth to signal that they're hungry, which gets her to, well, regurgitate food for them. So yeah, those licks are a pretty deeply ingrained survival instinct.
Get ready for this one, because this is one of the most bizarre ancestral instincts of them all. Researchers have actually discovered that dogs often prefer to do their business while their body is aligned with the Earth's north-south magnetic field. Seriously, nobody is 100% sure why, but it seems like they have a built-in compass.
Okay, next up, let's look at how your dog's behavior can be a window into their physical and emotional health. Their body tells a whole story. You just have to know how to read it.
So when a dog rolls over and shows you their belly, it can mean 2 completely different things. If their body is all loose and wiggly and their tail's wagging gently, that is a sign of pure, absolute trust. They're comfortable. But if their body is really tense, maybe frozen, they're actually showing appeasement. It's a submissive gesture to say, "Hey, I'm no threat. Please don't hurt me." The key is to look at their whole body, not just the belly.
Ah, the zoomies. That sudden burst of frantic, almost joyful-looking running is actually a release valve. It's how dogs blow off a ton of pent-up energy or stress, especially after something like a bath or being cooped up in a crate. They are literally shaking it all off.
And look, if you come home to a chewed-up shoe, it's not because your dog is trying to be naughty or get revenge. Destructive chewing is almost always a sign that some need isn't being met. It could be separation anxiety, simple boredom, or even just the physical pain of a puppy who's teething.
All right, for our last section, let's cover a few of those classic everyday quirks that make dogs, well, dogs.
You know that sweet spot on their belly? The one that makes their back leg just start kicking uncontrollably? Well, that has a name. It's called the scratch reflex. It's not them telling you to stop.
It's an involuntary nerve reaction that's telling their leg muscles to kick away a potential irritant, like a flea or a tick.
And why on earth do they sometimes munch on your lawn like a tiny little cow? Well, it could be for a few reasons. They might need a little more fiber in their diet. It can help settle an upset stomach. Or, let's be real, sometimes they might just like the taste and texture.
And this one's my favorite. When your dog brings you their most prized possession, you know, that one squeaky toy they love more than anything, it is so much more than just an invitation to play. It is a powerful signal that they trust you completely and see you as their respected leader. It's the highest honor they can give.
So, at the end of the day, every tail wag, every weird little ritual, every quirky habit is a piece of communication. Our dogs are telling us stories all the time. The real question is, now that you speak a little more dog, what new things are you going to hear?